But yeah, week's been not so great. Been very slow, like slower than usual. Usually I have stuff to talk about, and I've just had absolutely nothing. Well, I asked earlier this week. Well, actually, this kind of started last week a little bit. I was posting clips on Twitter. The ones that have been going up on YouTube and have been doing kind of okay. Didn't do well on Twitter, which was kind of to be expected. I was hoping maybe things have changed, you know, with the not showing up in people's timeline thing. Doesn't seem to be the case. But yeah, nothing really was breaking out of the usual kind of eyes that would probably see it and engage with it, but nothing else really. So that was frustrating because they actually did okay on YouTube, and I should say the highlights channel, not the main channel. So I was posting on Twitter, didn't really move. So, I mean, last time I posted like for feedback, I actually got a response. So I'm thinking there's something I haven't done. Is there something I haven't done? You know, we've done anniversaries, debuts, big events, giveaways, streamed at different times, schedules, all that. Like you name it, I've probably done it. And like where my thought process is coming from is like, how can people just like do a, you know, they hype up a debut and like they get enough traction to kind of roll from there. Like how, like what is going on with what I've been doing that has not allowed that to happen? And a part of me wants to think like it's pretty much the structure of it all, because I basically did it. I say basically, I did do everything myself. I didn't, you know, have a big artist do the model. Didn't have a, you know, professional do the live 2D rig, which is something that I, you know, don't really have the ability to do right now. I mean, I could, but that is gonna maybe not have the desired outcome. And that wouldn't really help. Let's say I did that, invest like tens of thousands of dollars just into assets. You know, that still doesn't really help the content that's here. Still not a great artist in the professional sense. And it's definitely not unheard of. Like, it's very common. You hear, you know, people invest in these big models and then like don't really do anything past the initial debut, or they don't really have anything to follow it up with, or they just are not, you know, the streaming type. Maybe they don't like streaming or having to be on like a constant grind forever. And it's kind of money that, you know, just gets wasted essentially. Not like an investment, it's just wasted. But yeah, I asked on Twitter and I didn't get really a response. And I pretty much left it at like, if you know, there's nothing here, then it's just a matter of being good enough. You know, you have to be the big artist. And I really think that's the way to go. I think that is the correct mindset. I don't think any amount of feedback or suggestions is going to help. Like, nobody's going to interact with the content that's here or already following. It's like, we're not going anywhere, which is okay for now. Definitely doesn't, you know, make me feel any better. Especially when, you know, you see like 4 or 5 people hit partner this week on your timeline. And I definitely feel like I do more than most people. I definitely don't stream as long as most people, but I keep uploads pretty steady, at least on the main channel. Like, sometimes it's hard to get clips, considering it's just me talking to myself 99.9% of the time. It's very hard to, you know, get those moments. And I don't really have a list of things to talk about. I usually go through that pretty quickly. Like right now I'm talking about this, but this is not the first time I've talked about the struggle of success, which is not something I like to talk about, but you know, if I have to fill the stream time with something, I'd rather talk than sit and do nothing. And I don't know, I've been thinking about turning this stuff into clips. Like one piece of like actually, maybe not good advice, but something different that I've heard is, you know, sometimes, and by sometimes I mean, it depends. You know, like the gamer clips don't really get, you know, into the algorithm, or people don't really like them. But the more relatable stuff, if I can clip like maybe a moment where I'm just talking, maybe something like this, some relatability might help, or is maybe the stuff people want to hear or listen to, or whatever. Yeah, relatability. I don't know how I can be more relatable besides, you know, wanting to do this instead of working McDonald's for the rest of my time, or rest of my life, until I become a skeleton. So I don't know, maybe we'll change direction. Not so much in terms of like the streams, but like maybe what I clip. I don't know. It's not like I'm getting a lot of suggestions from social media. And I really don't think it's like a networking, collabing thing. I think that does help later, but getting started, it's not an option. I mean, that's one thing that that's probably the stipulation I put on the Twitter post that maybe was causing people to not want to say anything, because I was asking for stuff that's like non-standard. Like, if you want to say like, oh, we'll try networking, try this, try that, collabing, rating, this and that, it's like I've done it, man. Every suggestion you've probably heard in like a how to grow stream video, I've probably definitely tried it.